Hey everyone, it's good to see you again, or have you seen me again? I guess that's how video works. Anyway, it's good to be here. I've got a great comprehensive video for you today on how to get to inbox zero, how to stay there, how to customize the system to meet your needs. And I've gone and done a little bit of research, looked at some of the other videos out there, and this system that I'm gonna give you today is the simplest one, and it's also gonna be the most customizable one. So stay tuned for all of those tips. If this is your first time here, welcome to the Worth the Journey channel, where we're releasing in-depth videos on everything you need to know to start a business and grow a business. I'm super psyched to talk about email productivity today because keeping up with emails is just something we all struggle with. And learning this system will help you be more self-sufficient at your work, and that's my big mission, is to help you become a better self-boss. Okay, let's talk about our topic for today, which is how to get to inbox zero. Now, first I want to talk about why. Why is this so important? Well, you're probably watching this because you've realized that it's really hard to stay productive and motivated when you're super bogged down by emails. When your email system is a mess, it's like always having 1,000 open threads going that you just want to close, but you can't seem to figure out how. That's why the inbox zero method is so important, and that's why by the end of this video, if you follow the steps, no matter what situation you're in, no matter how many unread emails you have, you're gonna get them under control, and you're gonna have the experience that you've never had before in your life, which is the experience of being completely done checking your email and having nothing left to do. I know it's hard to believe, but you will get there. And the whole point of any productivity system is to give you more time for creative projects, more time for marketing, more time for sales. That's what the important work is when you're running a business, and you need as much mental bandwidth as you can for that, instead of being super bogged down by all of your emails. Let's face it, the world needs you to do your most important work. So that's why we're really here. Now, I want to give you a little background as we dive into the system. So the first important thing to realize is that what I'm going to give you is a full, complete system, but it's a very basic version of that. So you're going to have to customize it to really meet your particular needs. Everybody needs to customize a system, and this is a thing that the productivity experts aren't really talking about because they're all trying to sell their own system to you. But what they really should be saying is that, hey, here's a system, but you're gonna need to customize it for your own needs because everybody is different. Some people work in the mornings, some people work in the evenings, and they're gonna have a different way that they need to have their productivity system set up. Some people like to work on their phone versus computer. And again, you're gonna have to use slightly different tweaks to get the system to work for you. So the best way to use the system I'm about to give you is to set it up, test it out for a few weeks, and then come back, watch the video, especially focusing on all of the tweaks and customizations I give you, and then start to play with that until you feel like it's really tackling all of your needs. And the last detail is that I'm gonna show you how to use this on Gmail, but you can really apply it to any email software that's out there. All right, let's dive in. Okay, first things first, open up your email, click on Settings. I like to change the density to compact. I know it looks a little scarier at first, but we're gonna go through all of these emails, so eventually it's gonna look much cleaner. Then click on See All Settings. We're gonna start by scrolling down in this first general tab to, where is it? There it is, keyboard shortcuts. Make sure those are on. We're gonna use some keyboard shortcuts to move faster, right? And then you can click Save Changes. We're gonna go back over to See All Settings. Go to labels. So here we've got a bunch of extra labels that are being shown. You can see them over here on the left side, and we want to hide the ones that we're not going to use. So we're not going to use starred, we're not going to use snoozed, we're not going to use scheduled. You can choose whether you want to have all mail or drafts shown or not. And then we're going to add 2 new labels. Those labels are the heart of the system. The first one is going to be called exclamation tasks. Now this label is going to hold all of the emails you have that have some action item associated with them. That could be that you need to schedule a meeting, it could be replying to a client, it could be paying a bill, or any kind of action item at all. They're all going to go under tasks. All right, so create that. Then we're going to create a second one that's called exclamation read. And like you might imagine, this is for everything else. Everything that doesn't have an action item associated with it. It could be a subscription or a newsletter that you're following, something that doesn't actually have any further action item associated with it. So go ahead and create that label. Wonderful. Then we're going to go over to inbox. Click on inbox type. We're going to go down to multiple inboxes, and we're going to change this search query to is : and then the name of the label. So exclamation tasks for the first one. Section name, we're just going to call that tasks. And then for this next one, we're going to go exclamation read and change that to read. Now for maximum page size, this is up to you and you can tweak this over time, but let's just leave it as is. Multiple inbox position. You could either do above the inbox, which is what I tend to default to, or right of the inbox. Kind of depends. You'll be able to change that later and you'll see how you feel about it. Importance markers, let's turn those off. We're not going to use them. And then click Save Changes. One last thing I like to do is remove this Google Hangouts section because I never use it. So if you are like me, go back into Settings, click on Chat and Meet, turn Hangouts off, and hide the Meet section. And believe it or not, that is the entire structure you need to create an Inbox Zero system. I know, it's amazing. Now the bulk of the work is about to happen. That's going through every email one by one to sort it into a task or something to read or something to archive or something to delete. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a moment. This next part my clients like to think of as the Marie Kondo phase, because just like she teaches with clothing or objects in your home, we're going to go one by one through your emails to figure out what to do with it, where it needs to go, and that process can take a while, especially if you have like 79,000 unread emails you've never been through. So this is the big commitment part. If you really want to declutter your emails once and for all, I recommend that you set aside one day, commit to it, and go through everything that day. And if you're having trouble committing, post in the comments below. There's no better way to get accountability than to go public with it. So here's the process. We're going to go through each email and figure out exactly where it needs to go. Is it a task? Is there some actionable item in it? If so, that's going to go in your task folder. Is it something to read? Which means you still want to hold on to it, but there's nothing to do except for read it. Or is it something you want to archive, something you're not using anymore? Or is it something you want to delete? And there are a whole bunch of ways to archive and delete things that are going to take out massive chunks of your emails, especially if you have thousands of unread emails. Likely, there are lots of subscriptions. We're going to unsubscribe a lot today. There might be lots of emails that you're ready to archive if they're from a certain person or from an organization that you're no longer a part of. We're going to move all that stuff out of your inbox. So you may want to take notes on this section because I'm going to show you exactly what to do as we go through. All right, let's get started. I'm going to click on this first email, and the question you want to ask yourself for each email is first, what is it? So this is an email from Help a Reporter Out, HARO, where they send opportunities for me to get PR for my business by writing blog posts and so on. Now, I actually have a virtual assistant that I forward these emails to, so I don't need to read them. Now, I also know there's no task involved, so it's not going to go in my tasks or read folder. And I don't want to delete them immediately because I want to make sure they forward over to my VA. So what I'm going to do is create a filter to auto archive these when they come in because I know they're going to forward out directly to my VA. And creating a filter with a certain effect is going to be one of your biggest tools in going through your inbox real fast. So the way to create a filter is to go to these three dots, click on them, go to filter messages like these, and now you'll see already it grabs all those HARO messages. Then click Create Filter. There's a bunch of options here. What we want to do is skip the inbox entirely and just archive it directly. I don't ever need to see these. And then if I want to apply it already to everything that's already in my inbox, not just the new stuff that comes in, you can click Apply, also Apply Filter to Matching Conversations. Then click Create Filter, and boom, it just went through all of my Help a Reporter Out emails, removed them from the inbox, and brought my number down by a couple hundred. That's amazing. Okay, let's go over to the next email. So this is a receipt from a scheduling software that my business uses. I only want to read it once when it comes in, but other than that, there's no other action to take because QuickBooks is holding all the financial data anyway. So what I'm gonna do is make a filter to put these automatically in my read folder. I'm gonna click on more, filter messages like these, create filter. We're gonna skip the inbox and apply the label read. Then also apply to for matching conversations, create the filter. And now if we go back to the inbox, you'll see that all those receipts are in read. It's important to remember that right now for this initial cleanse, we're just going through the inbox and sorting everything. After that, we're gonna go through and actually figure out, well, what do you do with these when they come in on a daily basis? That's gonna be in the next step. So now you've learned how to create filters to automatically archive emails or automatically move emails to your read folder. Now what I wanna do is talk about automatically deleting or unsubscribing. So we're gonna move on to this next email, and this is QuickBooks Ambassador Team. Well, this is something I signed up for a long time ago that I'm not really interested in getting emails for anymore. I'm not really gonna participate in it. And oftentimes there'll be an unsubscribe button right up here at the top or down at the bottom. It's required for any mass emails. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click on unsubscribe and delete the email. Done. If we move on to the next email, we'll see now there's something that has an action item, right? I'm a big fan of Katie Hendricks, and this is an event that I may want to go to. So what I'm going to do is move this over into my tasks folder, and you'll see right there, it just moves it right from my inbox into tasks. So now I know there's some kind of action I need to take with this email. And now we've gone through the main 4 options. We've moved items into tasks, into read, we've archived emails, and we've deleted or unsubscribed from emails. Those are your 4 main actions. You know how to do them individually and you know how to do them in bulk using filters. But let me show you how to use the hotkeys that will help you speed up this process as you go through your big cleanse. Sometimes when you go through your cleanse, you're gonna find emails that you just wanna read right on the spot and deal with. So this is from Apple, it's about the new phone. And I don't need to read this. I already actually purchased a new iPhone. So I'm just gonna archive this, but what I actually can do instead is just hit the E key, just the letter E, and that will archive it. Now, I'm actually gonna undo this and show you another option. If you wanna archive and move directly into the next email, which is how I go through my emails very quickly, you can hit the Shift and then left bracket key. You'll see here, it moves me right over into the next email. Now, one tool I want to show you is if you unsubscribe or you just want to delete a whole bunch of emails all at once, what you can do is go to the email that's sort of the template for it. So for me, I want to delete the emails that come from Bevy because I'm no longer interested in subscribing to their service. So what I'm going to do is go to filter messages like these, create filter, and right there you can click out of that create filter situation and just go to all those emails and hit delete. There you go. That's how you can mass delete some emails. Okay, once you're done with your cleanse, you should reach that amazing moment where you have no more emails to go through in your inbox. Now, you're still gonna have some in your tasks and your read folders, but your inbox is gonna be empty. Take a moment to celebrate that. Truly take a moment. Oh yeah, I got that inbox empty. Inbox empty. All right, now that you've celebrated, let's move on to the inbox zero upkeep process. Now, this is the actual process you're gonna do every day or every week whenever you check your emails. So here's how the upkeep process looks. Now, imagine you wanna check your emails twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening, like I do. The first thing that you do is go through and empty your inbox exactly the way that we did, sorting things into tasks, read, archiving them, or deleting them. Then, with everything already organized into your tasks and read folders, you have your to-do list right in front of you. So here, I'm just gonna go in and see what this is about. Oh, that's right, I need to schedule a meeting. Oh no, it's already been scheduled. That's great. So I'm actually just gonna remove this from tasks and archive it. Great, and that's what you do one by one for each of your emails. Anytime you wanna go in and read an email, you read it, and then you just click to archive it. And that's what you're gonna do on an ongoing basis. And so your email inbox is just gonna get cleared really quickly. And if you're anything like I was, I used to be way bogged down by emails and also kind of addicted to them. So I would be checking on the toilet, I would be checking my emails all the time in between, these little moments in between work that I was doing. And now what you can do is just check twice a day. Like I check my emails at 9 o'clock, I check my emails at 5 o'clock, and that's it. Now, not all jobs allow you to do that, but if you're an entrepreneur, your job is to really have control of your time because the creative parts of what you're doing are the most important. That's the products, that's the services that you offer, and the marketing and the sales. Those are the most important things that you could be doing with your time, not checking emails endlessly. So take a moment to create your own dream schedule. How often would you actually check your emails? Maybe it's once a day, or maybe it's 3 times a week. Building a habit takes time, but once you've got the system set up, it's gonna make it very easy to establish that habit. Now let's talk about some customizations. One folder that people often wanna add is called Waiting On. Now this is a folder that you put emails into after you've already sent your reply, but when the conversation is not quite finished yet, like you're waiting on somebody to either take an action or to respond to you. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back over into settings. I'm gonna go into labels just like we did before. I'm gonna create a new label. I'm gonna do exactly that same process, exclamation mark, waiting on, create that label, go over into inbox, add is colon, exclamation mark, waiting on, and then I'm gonna call that waiting on. Okay, save changes. Now, if you go into your inbox, you'll see that waiting on tab right there. Now, I don't have any emails in there. So let's say I have responded to Lacey here. I'm just gonna move this into waiting on and wait for her reply. So now I can track all those outgoing communications to make sure that, maybe there's a client who hasn't responded yet and I wanna follow up with them. You can track all of that stuff in waiting on. And you can use this multiple inbox section to add any features that you want. For example, if you have a virtual assistant and you want to sort some of your emails into the delegate folder, you can create a delegate folder just like you did for waiting on, read, and tasks. Now, if you're checking emails on your phone and your inbox is empty and you want to get to those tasks and read folders, all you need to do is click on the menu tab and then scroll down. You'll see labels, read, tasks, waiting on, or any other labels that you have. You just click on that and then you'll see right there, you can go in and with these 3 dots at the top, you can move them, you can change labels, you can unsubscribe, all of those things you can do right here on your phone as well. Now let's look at a couple plugins. The first one is for Asana, which is a task management system. I use this system and what I do is instead of having tasks and read and waiting on in here, I actually have all of those over in my task management system. So basically I'm taking emails and turning them into tasks for myself or for my team members. And the way that I do that is through a plugin. And for Gmail, it's pretty easy. You can just click on the plus here for add-ons and then search for the one that you want. I'm gonna search for Asana, there it is. You can click on that. And when you install it, you can integrate it with your Asana account and you can go through and see how it works, but I wanna give you that option. It's a really great customization. Now, what's great about the Asana plugin is that you can use it on your phone as well. All you need to do is go into the email, click the 3 dots, and it's gonna open up a tab that allows you to create a new task from that email. You can create that task name however you like, you can add due dates, you can put it in a project, all that stuff, and then all you do is hit create task, and it's amazing. It goes right into your Asana account. The next plugin I want to talk about is called Boomerang for Gmail. Now this is a really powerful plugin that can do a bunch of things, but the main one that I'm using it for is Pause Inbox. Now this is how you really establish a solid schedule with yourself. So if you install it and click on Pause Inbox, it's going to open up this tab where you can choose when you'd like to unpause your email. And what it's gonna do is just put everything into a little folder, hide it from you so that you can't see it. So even if you're still working through your addiction to checking emails, whether it's on your phone or on the computer, you actually won't be able to see the emails as they come in until that unpause time. Now, of course, you can always unpause it if you need to. And sometimes I do that because there's a time-sensitive email. But for the most part, it's pretty amazing. Like right now, it's about 5 p.m. I'm done checking my emails and I don't want to see them until tomorrow morning. Just hit pause and then it's automatically going to prevent you from getting emails. You can see this little pause button up here. If you've made it this far, I want to give you 1,000 high fives for making it all the way through the setup, all the way through the customizations, and through the skills to keep it going over time. This is the whole system. This is what you need in order to change your relationship to emails to be a really healthy relationship. So I recommend you bookmark this video, set aside a day to set up the whole system, and then revisit the customizations as you go through the next few weeks of using the system. I really hope this was helpful, and the research shows that if I ask you to like and subscribe, you're more likely to do it. So please like and subscribe. It would be super awesome to get your support in growing these videos and helping other entrepreneurs. And finally, what did you think of this system? Are you ready to commit to your productivity? If so, say so in the comments below. The best way to make a new commitment is to go public with it. Do you have other tips or customizations that might help other people? If so, also leave them in the comments. It's super, super valuable. I so appreciate you making it all the way through this video. You're awesome. And as you know, you can always reach me and my team at worththejourney.com. We do business coaching, web design, graphic design, virtual assistants, and social media marketing now. And we have an amazing team that you're gonna love, so feel free to hit us up. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.